Wow. Okay, we are almost done. That's not correct. You must, oh. Okay, our last presentation. Our challenge to you, Ryan and Brian. Wasn't there something with the old couple?
Odd couple.
Oh, okay.
Very odd. Very, very odd.
He's definitely not as old as you.
Very odd.
But you're close.
You still got more grey hair than I have. One more conference and maybe I'll catch up.
Yeah, but you're our mate of this. Okay. Okay. Good.
Mind you, you're bigger than me, so.
Yeah, I am. Okay.
In every way.
Gentlemen, please start your last presentation.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
I guess so.
Good afternoon, Joomla World Conference! Come on! The last session! You get to go back home to your family soon. You get to remember that you have a job you have to go to. But we're going to leave you with some of the spirit of Joomla here today. And to do that, to start with, we have a couple of things for you. Because, Brian, we worked on this presentation for like, what, 5 years? 5 months? 5 weeks? 5
minutes.
Thank you. They've got a lot of faith in us.
Yeah, we've got really good at using Keynote now. You know, we open it up and then it's done.
Yeah.
So
we've got something for you here to start that I thought, you know, we'll make this a little more interesting by putting video. We never have videos in our presentation. Normally it's me yelling and jumping and Brian doing crazy things. So to start, we've got a couple of videos for you. Yes, exactly. Yes, we're going to do boop and then done, and we're going to walk away, actually. Let me see if I can learn how to use my own computer. All right. So just to give you a sense of this. Oh, nice. Volume works. All right.
So, Brian, it's come to my attention that you may have finished a long morning of presentations. How do you feel right now?
This is what it's like to be on the road with Brian for a whole 2 years. You see lots of this.
yeah, the hair's getting really grey. So a friend of ours from Germany, Radek, has made this little video, and we'd just like to share with you, which kind of sums up what Joomla means to us, and hopefully in many ways it's what Joomla means to you. So that's the end of the interactive part of the presentation. There are no bullet points in this presentation. There's no fancy animations in this presentation. There's no text on the slides in this presentation, and if Ryan doesn't get his laptop to work,
good night. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Oh man, it looks like the computer's crashing.
We have the
I got the beach ball going. Does anybody know how to solve beach ball issues?
Yeah. Don't ask the support desk.
I was being so ethical.
It's an Apple, it just works.
Yeah, it was supposed to just work.
So whilst Ryan's trying to work out how to use Keynote, as I said, there's no bullets, no text, anything in this presentation. It's been a long 3 days. We've all seen a lot of presentations. So by all means, feel free, take your glasses off, close your eyes, and just enjoy our voices.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So this is not one of our typical presentations. If you've seen a speaker at a Joomla Day before, you may have seen Ryan.
Yeah, I oftentimes jump around, yell and scream something Joomla rocks or something weird like that. I don't know.
But
and you?
You're not going to do that?
I don't know.
And quite often at Joomla Days around the world, I've been known to strip. But I'm not going to do that either.
Yeah, please, that would be preferable. Thank you
Oh,
very
cool.
much. Oh wait, this is you. This is your. Oh wait, but wait, hold on. So you are going to strip right now in front of everybody here in the cameras, as this is live on the internet and the whole. Oh well, all right. So this is what it's like to be on the road with Brian
Teeman. So we gave
Teeman.
me 3 T-shirts. I have to wear them.
Constantly, I'm trying to be the consummate professional, traveling the world. I wear. Yes, this is what I have to work with. Okay, I'm traveling. I have ties on sometimes. I wear jackets, and he's got his own jacket and stripping techniques. Wow. All right, this is getting awkward, Brian. We've shared a lot of hotel rooms together, but this is. All
right, the pajamas.
So we've spoken between us at probably about 60 events, representing the Joomla community all around the world in the last 2 years. And we're really grateful to everybody that's welcomed us at those events and enabled us to do that.
So this is our opportunity to give a little thanks back to you guys.
And to set you all a challenge.
But first, we want to make sure that we give some love back to the community, because you guys have given us so much. You know, being on the road, on the Joomla road, is not easy. You know, we spend a lot of time away from our good friends and family, and I have to see him strip all the time. I mean, this is not an easy task to do. During the combined last year and a half, the two of us have put in something like 250,000 miles of airline travel. But there's some really incredible people that are in our community have made this a lot easier for us and have become our extended families and friends around the world that have made it easier. A lot of them are here. Gosh, that's just a great photo of the two of us, Ryan. We have an opportunity to do a lot of things together, and because of you guys all around the world has made it a lot easier for us.
So, it's still you.
Darn it. We planned this 5 months ago. I especially want to give thanks to all of you for doing one thing very important to make my life easier. You came to my hometown here in San Jose, California. So thank you all for traveling to me for once. That was much appreciated. Thanks for coming to California. Very much appreciated.
But for years you've been telling me how great the weather is
I've
in
been
California.
trying.
And I get here, and what happens? It's just like England. It's cloudy, it's raining. I mean, when I was packing my bag for this Joomla Day, I was like, do I bring my umbrella?
No, it's California.
So my
It never rains
umbrella's
here.
in England, and I got wet yesterday walking. And of course, that was a stupid thing, because I've realized now that even though we're 300 yards from the hotel, that's not walking distance here in California.
No, that's a commute. People drive. I mean, take your SUVs. We go all the way down the street.
A cab.
But another thing that I want to say thanks to is I am very appreciative of the wonderful folks that have put on our first inaugural Joomla World Conference. Can we get a round of applause for them? Some people might know myself, Elin, and Robert have been talking about, and others have been talking about a Joomla World Conference for like 3 years, Elin. I mean, it's been an interesting road. We tried a lot of things, and to see it come together today has been fabulous. And what I really liked to see about it is the wonderful team, members of the team from the J and Beyond conference that happens in Europe every year, helped put this and led this together. So thanks to Robert, thanks to Brian, thanks to Jeremy, thanks to everybody else who's helped contribute this. So thank you guys so much. And of course, I want to make sure to thank my co-presenter, the man that I've seen and traveled more countries with than my family, ex-girlfriends, other friends. Brian, we've shared so much time together.
Yeah, we have. I mean, I'd like to thank you, Ryan. I've slept in more hotel rooms with you than my girlfriend. Sadly, you always seem to bring an inflatable toy with you. I mean, I'm trying to teach my girlfriend about bringing an inflatable toy to the hotel room, but she doesn't think I'm the same penguin.
We've learned a lot of interesting things about each other, Brian. I mean,
you always seem to find somewhere that you can sleep. I mean, I've seen Ryan sleeping on the grass. I've seen him sleeping on park benches. I think I've even seen him sleeping on a street somewhere.
This may or may not have happened. Most likely it has. I actually slept here. Nobody knew it. I snuck a little nap in over at the corner over there earlier. But what was nice about that is that it always gets balanced out by going to events and seeing Brian stripping. All the time. I've never, I was in a fraternity house. I haven't seen men strip more than Brian has. So that's been very interesting to say the least, Brian.
Yeah, and unfortunately I've had to strip at places other than Joomla conferences. I was lucky enough last year to be invited to speak at the launch of Windows 8 in Anaheim in California. And just before I was going, my co-presenter from Microsoft was checking out some online videos of my presentations. And he saw the strip. And he said, "You're going to do that, aren't you?" And I went, "No. It's a corporate event." And he said, "Well, you've got to do it." I said, "I don't have to do anything." He says, "You do. I've just renamed the presentation. A geek in funny trousers." So I stood there in a room 3 times the size of this room, walked on stage in my suit, and stripped to an audience of corporate America. Just as at this one, it didn't all go quite as planned. I managed to keep my shirt on, but unfortunately when I took my pants off, all my British pants came off as well. So it was a little bit, luckily there was a table in the way, but I've been getting better at it. It's a double knot.
Good to hear. Thank you for knowing how to tie a knot. That's appreciated. I also, it's been interesting to see Brian. I see him traveling the world, and I always see him traveling with his cigarettes. I see him with his cigarettes too much. He's always trying to rush in one last cigarette between sessions, between trying to catch a plane, whatever it takes. He's always running off somewhere and puffing. Brian, can we encourage Brian to please stop smoking? Can we do that? Can we just please pause? Please. We want to see you around for a long time, Brian.
I've been trying. I've solved the wanting to have a cigarette in the middle of a session problem. I've got these nicotine mints in my mouth right now. They really work well. So if I can stop wanting to smoke during a session, maybe there's a chance. Just as I'm always searching for that cigarette, Ryan's always carrying these little penguins around. And I think it's actually part of his Stop Brian Smoking campaign. Because if anyone else has been asked to blow up one of these penguins, it's not that easy. I've been to events where Ryan's gone, "Here you are, here's 3 penguins. Can you just blow them up for me while I prepare for the presentation?"
It's all part of the training regimen we're trying to get you on, Brian.
So thank you very much for that. Let's move on with the thank yous. We also want to say thank you to all the amazing people that have welcomed us into their communities, into their homes sometimes, foolishly. Who have shown us their home cities and shown us exactly what it is to live, what it is like to live where they live.
It's amazing. We'll travel everywhere from Israel to Mongolia to England to South Africa, and we'll try the local cuisine, which means I get to try about 60 different flavors of burritos. It's incredible how many different kinds. The burritos you can get in Mongolia are par excellence. They are the best.
So we spent a week together in Israel, and I flew back about 3 hours before Ryan did. He had just enough time to find a meal in Tel Aviv.
Where did I go?
He finds the only Mexican burrito restaurant in the country. So we've had great local Israeli food all week. He goes Mexican.
Local cuisine. I want to try the little differences there.
Have you been to a Joomla Day in Mexico?
No, I haven't. This will be an amazing event.
We need to fix this. We need to fix this. So, as well as the food that we've eaten, we've also been to some really interesting places. And we've had the opportunity to explore the local ambience and culture. And last year, we were in the Netherlands. And Sander very kindly offered to give Ryan and myself a guided tour of Amsterdam. Now, I'd actually been to Amsterdam before, but Ryan hadn't. And we were walking down through Dam Square, and I said to Sander, should we just go down that street over there? And Sander goes, I'm not sure. What do you think Ryan's reaction is going to be like? I said, well, only one way to find out. Let's just go. So we're walking down this street, along the canal. We went past a few coffee shops. The strangest thing, the Dutch coffee shops where you go to smoke cannabis, you can't actually smoke a cigarette inside, so very, very strange. And we're walking down, there's this church in the middle of the road, and it's really nice, and Ryan's looking around this church. Unfortunately, on the other side of the church are the famous Dutch windows, where the ladies of the night are waiting. And Ryan's sort of looking around this beautiful church. Oh my! Now, I have to point out, if those of you who've been to Amsterdam, 10 o'clock in the morning on a Monday is not the best quality material. So I'm not sure what was more shocking, the fact that Ryan saw ladies in their underwear in the windows in the street,
yes,
or the fact that it was those ladies.
The local culture is always interesting to take, and it's great to have people kind of, put me in very awkward positions, which Brian does a great job of doing while we're continuing to travel the world. We've also had a chance to enjoy more culture and drinking. Of course, I heard that drinking is part of what happens in this Joomla world. I've learned that more and more. In fact, Mr. Javier, oh, hey, Javier, welcome.
Brave man.
Yeah, well, you're sitting right up front. We got a couple slides, some incriminating slides as well. We're going to hold those off till later. So we were in Joomla Day, Chile, and we're in Santiago, right?
Yep.
And we had an extra day in our itinerary. And so most people, especially us geeks, would say, an extra day, terrific, we can catch up on work and not do anything and code or do something. The three of us decided to rent a car and go to the beach, which is about an hour's drive away. And on our way over there, I think we'd seen or heard about some wineries that we wanted to check out. So the three of us, there's some slides in here as well, the three of us on the way back decided to get a nice little wine tasting, Joomla wine tasting essentially. And in doing that, I think what had happened was we had paid for like the most simple, cheapest, lowbrow type of tasting possible. Is that right? It was something.
That's right. But they looked at us and went, "These are wine connoisseurs.
Right.
These guys are going to buy the big bottles."
Right. So just knowing the highbrow folks that we are, they decided to have somebody escort us through their entire winery, the whole winemaking process, talking to us, give us a terrific tour. We had a private wine tasting room, and the whole wow. We were like, "What the hell are we doing here? Why did they let us in?" Luckily, I didn't have the penguin with me, so that didn't scare anybody away. But great drinking opportunities with friends as well.
But we've also had other drinking opportunities where we've maybe not necessarily understood the local culture. We were in Poland 6 weeks ago, and on the first night that we were in Poland, the Joomla community members from the east of Poland saw Ronnie and went, "This is a man who can drink." And Ronnie's always telling us that he's a man who can drink. And he can drink, and after 5 bottles of vodka and a bottle of whiskey, we carried Ronnie home. Now, he's a big guy, yeah? 2 of us carrying him home, it's a bit of a challenge. Now, the next day, Ryan arrived, and we're in the speaker's lounge, and these Joomla community members, who, by the way, didn't speak any English at all, saw Ryan and went, "Ooh, you need a vodka." And they poured him a shot glass. except a Polish shot glass is about this big. And so they gave the vodka to Ryan, and Ryan thought he'd do the correct local thing, and he went... And they looked at him and went, yeah, we've got another one. Because their idea of these shot glasses is that they're sipping glasses, not supposed to drink it all in one.
These are local small things. I'm an American. You put a little bit of alcohol, we're just supposed to do this. We don't think about it. We don't sip, we don't enjoy it.
No comments.
So the question is, why are the two of us doing this? We're obviously unskilled in local culture. We continually make fools of ourselves. We travel with 3-foot-tall inflatable penguins. He strips in front of people in public all the time. We're being put in awkward positions. This seems like a really dumb thing for normal people to do. Yes, exactly, right. So we wanted to share with you a little bit of what we've learned and some lessons learned and maybe something that you can do to make sure you're not being made a fool of yourself when you're traveling around in the Joomla community.
So one of the things we realize is that although we talk about Joomla as being a community and it's a global community, we're actually not just one community, we're hundreds and hundreds of different communities. And we all have our own differences. And we've realized that really early on. We go to some Joomla Day events, and the Joomla Day India, 500 people, average age 20. Joomla Day Washington, D.C., your hometown, 90 people, average age 90. So things are very different. We go to the other Joomla Day. The one thing that is consistent at a Joomla community event, as opposed to all the other open source community or tech events that I go to, is the number of women. There are far more women at a Joomla community event than there are any other. Now, it's not enough, yeah, and we still need to rectify that and make it even more. We should be 55% female, not 45% male. We've got a long way to go to reach that, but that's really interesting. I don't see that at other events. When I was at the Microsoft Windows 8 launch, there were 8,000 people there, 7,995 men. Somebody at Microsoft decided it would be a really good idea to have a party in a nightclub, and they'd hire this huge nightclub, and they'd bust us all out to this nightclub, and you get 5,000 people, 5,000 men in a nightclub. What happens? Everybody stands around the outside, and 3 poor guys were stood in the middle dancing. They had tried to rectify it, because a bit later on, another bus arrived full of women. I understand something similar happened last night at the Doubletree, but
slightly different, I think.
but maybe that's for another time.
Some of you have heard my story or know my basic story. The reason why I'm in the open source world and in our Joomla world goes back to something that happened to me in my life about 14 years ago when I was in Bosnia during the wars that were going on there, during the ethnic conflicts that were happening. To have been involved in open source then meant, I wanted to find a way that I could contribute back to the world, some skills I had from technology, and said, how can I help make the world a better place, just by doing something very, very small. And to have been given an opportunity in this Joomla community to take it to the next level, to be involved in things like the forum, to be involved in things like bug squashing events, to help put on Joomla days, to be involved in a capacity to represent you guys has just meant the world to me. It's helped me recognize that the gifts that I've been blessed to have, I've been able to share those with the world, and I hope that what we've been doing together as a crew has been representing you guys proudly around the world. It's been a real great honor to be able to do that. Thank you. It's been a great honor to be able to do that. And just
work for you, but not him.
Right. I'm not nearly as fun as this guy, though. Just a couple of very important thanks that I wanted to give. First, to Nick. There's Nicholas. People know Nicholas from Akiba Backup. Great guy, Greece. While Brian and I are up here speaking right now, Nick has pretty much traveled the world with us as well. He is our warrior who actually knows development and writes code and knows what the hell is going on. Brian.
He's the missing link.
Yes, exactly.
In a nice way.
I've certainly appreciated our friendship together. The three of us together have made pretty much a wrecking crew in the Joomla world going on tour, so thank you for joining us. And one other person, Javier, I'm glad you're up front here. It's been awesome working with you, going around the world, speaking the Spanish language, which is, I think, one of the most populous languages in the Joomla world spoken. Having him and Nick by our sides going through this process has been incredible, so thank you to the both of you guys as well.
So I just wanted to add, Ryan was talking about the Balkans and Bosnia. I was lucky enough last year to actually visit Bosnia to the Joomla Day in Bosnia. And it was a really awesome opportunity to see a country that's restarting itself. It's a rebirth of a country after a terrible time. And actually seeing people being able to forge a new life and a new business and a new career using this little piece of software that 8 years ago was born. And so that was a really awesome time. Now, we said at the beginning that we had a challenge for you, because there's only so much we can do. There's only so many times we can be away from home, from our families. It would be quite nice to have a family life. March and April this year, I saw my girlfriend for 20 minutes at Manchester Piccadilly Station in 6 weeks. So we can't do it all the time. We want to see more of you tweeting with the #JTravel Twitter hashtag saying wheels up. We want to see more of you attending Joomla events. We want to see more of you taking part and building the relationships, because it's the relationships that we build that are more important than the software we create. Did I get that right?
You got it right.
It had my name. It's your line.
No, you've heard me say it about 1,000 times.
So one of the things, that's where Joomla is so great. I go to lots of open source events. I have done for about 15 years now. We are different because, as that video showed at the beginning, we're not just about the code. Yeah, we're about the people that we meet. We're about the friends that we make. Yeah, I kind of figure that there's not a country left in the world that I can't go to and find somebody who uses Joomla. Yeah, I was in Cambodia on holiday in February, and I just found a user group page on Facebook. I sent a message, hey, I'm going to be in Cambodia. Is there anyone who wants to meet? And 20 of us went out for dinner. 20 of us then went drinking. 20 people drinking in Cambodia for 5 hours, which I'd agreed to pay for. Bar snacks in Cambodia are not nuts and chips. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay. They are a full meal. We have our own waitress for the table, so your beer glass never gets empty. So after 5 hours, and I've agreed to pay, I'm thinking, I've only got $40 in my pockets. I do have a credit card, but this doesn't look like the sort of establishment that accepts credit cards. Bill's going to come, and I'm going to actually have to ask these guys who I've taken out for the evening to provide some money to contribute. Either that, or I'm going to be doing the washing up. So I very carefully asked for the bill. It was brought, and I very carefully opened it up. And it was $25, so that was fine. But we get to see everywhere around the world that there are people using Joomla. On that trip, I realized that the travel company in England that I used to book the trip was running Joomla. The Cambodian government website where you go to get your visa was running Joomla. 7 of the 8 hotels that I stayed in 2 weeks were running Joomla. So maybe I can actually travel the world only spending money at places that use Joomla. But that's not our challenge to you. Our challenge to you...
So our challenge to you is three-part. First, if you have a Joomla day near you, a local Joomla day near you in your own communities, go to them, support them, speak at them, share your talents, share your knowledge, help out others, join and bring other people into the fold of our community. And if there isn't a Joomla day near you within a couple hundred kilometers or miles, start one.
Absolutely. If you need help and advice, there are people in the community who run lots of events who will happily act as mentors and guides and coaches. There's lots of available on the Joomla doc site that's going to let you do that as well. Everything you need to know to organize the events. But if you have got a Joomla Day in your town, or in your country, don't stop there. I want to challenge everybody who's been to a Joomla Day in one town to go to a Joomla Day in another town, or even another country, and start to meet people from beyond your locality and build your own personal Joomla community of friends.
It's important for us to do what we can at events like this and others to connect together, to build those relationships. Because I think everybody here has learned this weekend that it goes well beyond the code. And unfortunately, it also goes well beyond the beer. But it definitely is about our relationships together. So the more we can do that, through events, through user groups as well, are wonderful opportunities to make this happen.
So that's the end of our wonderful slides. Oh, maybe not that one. That was a DrupalCon. That was in Chile. That's Ryan working hard at his office. And that's Poland. So that's the end of our wonderful PowerPoint presentation. It's a little bit different, no bullet points. I'd like to try and convince Ryan to end it in a special way.
Which way is that?
With Joomla Rocks.
Joomla Rocks?
Yeah, Joomla Rocks.
Should we do one last Joomla Rocks for the
Okay, so
event here?
everybody stand up.
One last time. I should put this microphone on.
I don't need a damn microphone. Here we go, folks. It's really easy if you haven't done it before. I'm going to say the word Joomla, and you're going to say the word rocks. You got it?
Sorry, whoa. Have you got it? Yeah. That's better.
Ready? When I say Joomla, you say rocks. Joomla.
Rocks.
Joomla. Rocks. When I say Joomla, you say rocks. Joomla. Rocks. Joomla. Rocks. When I say Joomla, you say rocks. Joomla. Rocks. Joomla. Rocks. Thank you, Joomla World Conference.
Thank you very much. Can I get dressed again now, please? Can I get dressed again now, please? Just for that, I'm going to sit next to you for the next part.
Thanks, Peter.
Yeah. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Brian. That is almost the end of this Joomla World Conference. And I would like to say thank you to all attendees and to all speakers, to all sponsors, to whatever. I hope you have a good travel home, nice evening, great life. So for me, this is a little bit an end of a challenge. I wear a J and Beyond 10 t-shirt. It was the first international Joomla conference we did in Germany. And now we are 2.5 years later, and we had 3 J and Beyond conferences, and we had 1 Joomla World Conference. And I think there's a really, really high bar, and we had reached a good level for this conference. It's almost fun, and it's a lot of fun. So, not almost. Yeah, no, that's it. So.
Thank you, Robert.
Somewhere in Central Europe will be a J and Beyond conference, May, June-ish. Okay, enjoy it.
Robert.
Whatever.